So, Vashan, how did your weekend go?
My weekend was wonderful. I had a baby shower.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, everything was successful. I was really good.
Well, it was great. I got a chance to
Make
be
sure
with
you're
family,
excited. Your naked
still have the
out.
medical issues got to take care of,
Jail.
but hopefully we're on the right track.
I'm sure everything will turn out just fine.
No, nobody's sitting.
And then I watched on the Peacock channel, I watched a John Woo movie. John Woo still does the same slow motion, the pigeons in the church. He still does that.
I don't think
But it
it'll
was
ever
good.
change.
No, but it was good. Oh, and I finished watching the movie Deliverance. Oh, and Deputy Laura watched the movie Abigail too.
I did not big deal.
You know, that's the one where they kidnap the daughter of this billionaire guy, and everybody thinks they're going to make a lot of money. Oh, and did you take the elevator in the Justice Center? They have people in the elevator pressing buttons for you as you get off each floor. You know those elevators were broken. I don't think having somebody on there is going to solve the problem. They have walkie-talkies on the elevator, which makes it a more frightful experience.
And nobody's there between 12 and 1.
Oh my gosh. So you're on your own. All right. It's almost done. I'm going to go grab some water before we start Docket.
Send him on the back, just.
All right, thank you. Rashawn,
Yes.
how did Pittsburgh do?
Pittsburgh won.
Yeah. The Saints won too. I don't know if we're that good or if the Panthers are that bad. We're gonna,
Let's get it out in the open. The girls won too.
yeah, we're gonna see what happens. Unless you had me worried at the beginning of the game, they're playing nickels and I'm like, come on. Sure. All right, guys, we have someone who drove all the way. She's like being bashful and shy. We have someone who took the train from Missouri to watch us in court today, guys. So attorneys, make sure that you present your brilliant arguments as you all always do. Hi, thanks for joining us. How was the train ride? Ah, Texas Eagle. I've always wanted to do train rides because I think it would be such a beautiful thing, maybe cross country. I'm gonna have to try that. How long did it take?
That's from Rodriguez.
No, I have a Jasper Garcia. Jasper, I'm going to Garcia.
Oh, thank you. Oh, well, welcome, Vashawn.
Trust
I almost beat her son in the face off. I like that.
me. 7-1.
They tried to give us a version.
Sure.
Oh,
Two gas bars.
wouldn't have it.
What are the odds? 971, 904.
I always like people to see your sister.
Well, no, he's actually on campus.
Right. You said he has some sort of.
Oh, he has a NTR.
In here? Okay.
Really? Did you take him?
Thought so. In
Yeah,
July.
you did. It would be reassigned to someone else unless you want to keep it.
So he's got a new MTR.
He has a new number.
Okay, that's the issue then. Hey,
What's happening is.
Right.
So it's actually new. I don't know why they did that. And what happens is, misdemeanors not checking to see whether you guys are the official.
Yes, ma'am. How are you today?
I mean, official attorney and the visible.
Like a paramedic.
All right, everyone, I'm going to call the docket. When y'all call your name, please let me know that you are here. If you don't answer, I'm going to assume you're not here and a warrant may be issued for your arrest. In custody, we have Joshua Anzaldua, Daniel Ramirez, Garrett Williams, Jenny Tim. All right, everyone, your name is called. Please stand. Thank you. Jose Ledesma, Michael Bernal, Ray De La Rosa, Carlos Tianete. Thank you. Vincent Alfonso. And I know some of you all were sent to Impact, but you're up here. But the judge is still going to pick for a jury trial. They'll just be using this courtroom in the afternoon to do so. Christopher Andrade, custody. Brandon Wright. Roland Collins, custody. Jordan Robbins. Wilfredo Salinas, custody.
Council President.
Thank you. Tamika Studemeyer. Thank you. Bradley Galvan.
Delon here, Your Honor.
Thank you. Is it Galan?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, they spelled it Galvan.
Yes, ma'am. It's an ongoing thing.
All right, we're gonna have to get that corrected. Juan Arambala. Joshua Johnson. Frank Perez. Frank Mandola Perez. Stevie Ray Stokes. Eric Cantu. Eric Cantu. I think he went outside because he doesn't like being in the court or something.
Yeah.
So if y'all can make sure that he comes in. April Garcia.
Here, Your Honor.
Michael Johnson, custody. Travis Westbrook. Juan Uribe.
Here, Your Honor.
Luis Alberto De Leon. Luis Alberto De Leon Jr. Zion Taylor. James Brandyberg, custody.
All right.
Luis Martinez, custody. Eric Cooper, custody. Gassan Kadir. Gassan Kadir, they may be in impact. Michael Rodriguez, custody. Jose Manjares. Andre Moody. Johnny Tejeda. Michael Mora, custody. Cristobal Miranda.
Yeah, I'm present for.
Cristobal Miranda. Cristobal Miguel Miranda. Yes. Thank you. Priscilla Batias, custody. Alex Pardo, custody. Is there anyone who came in late or your name was not called?
I apologize, Your Honor. I was Mr. Hanks in the back.
All right, thank you. Anyone else?
Yeah, Your Honor, I'm here for Ray De La Rosa.
All right.
Yeah, I came late.
All right, thank you. Any people who are on the docket accused of an offense who came in late or your name was not called? All right, everyone, here are the rules of the court. Attorneys, criminal trial division files are there. Family violence files are there. Just grab a file, place it on either prosecutor's desk, have a seat. They're going to call you in the order of appearance. You will be ready to approach the court once you've spoken with your client and conferred with the state. If your client needs to speak to the court in a language other than English, interpreter will need to be called. Just talk to the coordinator and they will call the interpreter down. Once you've conferred with your client and conferred with the state, just approach the coordinator. They will grab your file, have a seat. I will call you in order of appearance. Today, a jury trial will be selected in this court in the afternoon. So that's where we are. It's Monday. We thought we would be retired. We are not retired, so we're just going to have to deal with it. It is not hot outside, so that's a good thing. Nice breeze, no humidity. So everyone, please confer with a smile on your face and kindness in your heart.
Judge,
Yes.
on Cristobal Miranda,
Mhm.
he's in DDRF. That was one that you and I, he didn't have to.
Can I see the file on Cristobal Miranda, please?
You can put to right when you come out, you got something.
First for Alfredo Salinas. I just want to just confirm if we're gonna be going today for trial.
Y'all start picking the jury.
Sorry, Judge.
That's okay.
Will be number one.
I don't,
Brandon was.
I can tell you, it depends on the judge. Whoever pleads, it goes down fine. So you need to see who's gonna plead first, what's going on, then I'll let y'all know. Other than that, I cannot tell you.
It's, I
You want like a 1 through 3 at this point?
No, sure.
Jason, can I see you for a
Alright, so
moment?
when we find out, what's gonna be.
the moment I saw all the medals,
Oh, I know.
oh my gosh, and I saw her riding, I'm like, oh,
That was the fastest she'd gone
wow.
on that one. I mean, so I was proud of her because I'm always yelling. Kick. Sometimes I try to mute the videos because I'm going. But she did such a good job because like overall, it goes in a series of 3 different rodeos.
Mhm.
And so
Oh, yeah.
whoever wins, like overall points, because you get points for each one. So anyway, for this actual rodeo, she got like a 4th, a 3rd, a 4th, and a 2nd. So overall, she won the rodeo, but they don't do it until the end. So I'm hoping, because I think she gets a saddle if she wins. So I was like,
That's awesome.
I need you.
To win the saddle.
Oh,
And then next thing you know, in her room, she's gonna have all these buckles.
yeah.
That's gonna be awesome.
I'm looking forward to that. I was like, you need to start winning something.
Oh, man, but Mom and I saw her riding, my mom was like, and I'm like, Mom, I think she's gonna be fine, she's gonna be fine. Because it's so frightening, because they're going so fast and those horses weigh so much.
It's a 1,200-pound animal, and like this little girl that weighs like 60 pounds or something on top of it. But I mean,
And then they're riding it so quickly, doing the turns, I'm like,
oh, yeah. And somebody, I mean, and some of these little girls, I mean, I'm amazed like how fast they're going. And then, I mean, and it's funny, it's like some of them are they're trotting a little bit faster than really fast. But then there's this one little tiny girl comes out on the horse and it's like walking. We're like, everybody's looking around and I'm like, come on, let's go.
Unless you
It's
can have them
just,
zoom in,
just
but
walking. It takes about a minute for everybody else, like 20 seconds. She's like 60 seconds.
If you
She's
get me the money,
like, take it as time. I'm like, she doesn't give a
Okay,
shit.
all right, thanks.
She's like,
and you know what, I tell you what, let's see her maybe 6 months from then, then
oh yeah,
people will be like,
exactly.
it took you 2 minutes.
So it's fun. I mean, and that's the Lincoln. So it's like, it's a fun rodeo. It's a big rodeo for them. So, and they have fun. I mean, we got there at like 9:30 and we didn't leave till like 5:30.
Oh my
It's like,
God.
it's an all day thing.
Oh, yeah, and you know, children at that age are fearless, they
Oh,
don't
yeah.
know, like,
Like the whole time she's sitting over there with the shoes and stuff, and like she'll come over and visit me, get us some water, get some snacks, and then go back over there. So it's like a little event. It's like a very small rodeo. So
oh,
it's
awesome.
fun. It is fun. Thank you.
All right. Bashan, Jason's gonna talk to you about the MTR on Cristobal. Yeah. And Deputy Laura.
Oh, it's probably the one behind.
Oh, Norman, let me see the file on, Kadir.
I thought he took a handful.
Oh, yeah, Norma, it's listed on here.
Okay.
Thank you. And who else is on there?
That was it. That's all I had.
All right, thanks.
On the 30th.
Which pile are you looking
He's on page 7.
I don't remember if she had said on Friday she was going to be out doing the film Zoom.
Second chair.
I think she had a doctor's appointment.
Oh.
What is this one? I don't know what it is. No. It's the other top rope, you know, you kind of have to pull. In a weird way.
I know if,
I was gonna see how, because my mini stuff. Hold on, so I think it's under 25. I just want to make sure.
Yes. Yeah. It's just like a.
Oh, no, that. Thank you. Heard a lot of them. So, sorry.
I'm with you also.
Yes, I'm sure. Thank you.
Michael Johnson. It seems to come in this chance.
Yeah. That's all I know.
Yeah. That might be. It's like running the bucket.
You want me to- Westbrook. Yes.
Just let me know because we'll start turning down it a little bit like that. Yeah. I'm continuing in here. You don't know.
Well, actually, so it's not. It's one of those, you know, that's what I take.
So the paper bag.
So backward from there. I think it's also Well, that's.
Yeah,
Yes.
this is a withdrawal for Cristobal, I mean, yeah, Cristobal Miranda.
The shot.
Yeah. I've already confirmed on before. Well, I mean, you can try to. We are at Rose. We have some questions about that. Also look into it.
This is on today's docket. They're withdrawing it. I don't know if you want it or you want me to put it back in it.
No, I'll take care of it. Someone's out there for me.
I'm just gonna do this. I'm going to go on or some- No, no. it's okay. On Rodriguez, that's far Rodriguez. Sitting in.
That's why, yeah, thank you.
It is 971. 904. I just saw that before.
That's.
That's the record.
And that's for me.
So let me see. You're 111.
Right. There you go.
Thank you.
That's the basis for the NPR.
Oh, I know. I can't even search by a city. Just driving. That's fine. It's so insane. Look at the jail search. Maybe it's there for a slot here. I tried to look at it. I'm gonna be from Governor to say number. They don't send that to us. They can't find it. Start adding on it. They didn't bait it. Now they bought out. If we were in Charles County, always did to get like 5 attorneys. I think yeah. If I don't get some more from you, we're good on. Yeah. Well, I wanted to try and get much.
Are any of us?
Have it.
嗯
Yes, I had filed a motion to reinstate bond for my client in all those cases.
Or today.
That's it. I want to see if it was all trying to solve this weekend. I want to see if it's done. 2024.
All right, hold on. Like in the page, I can't take it.
Oh, well,
What's case number?
2024 CR 007567.
To the Wilson?
Yeah, I had filed a motion for reinstate bond yesterday. Trial docket there.
One, 7, 5, 6, 7. I don't have one.
Be on the 299.
The nightmare, I have the first motion to modify.
A motion to reinstate bond. It was sent to me.
There's
I would say yes.
and then one for the league. You said you called them yesterday?
Yesterday.
So no, we haven't received them yet. Yesterday was Sunday, so the e-file clerks are the ones that have to receive them first.
How long do you think it'll take?
So they're not here yet.
Now, usually take.
Sorry?
You know how long it usually takes?
I'm sorry?
Oh, do you know how long it usually takes?
About a day or two. I mean, it just depends on how behind they are. I'm not seeing anything yet.
We're on the trial docket. Do we come back at 1:30? It's on the indicted case. We're on the first setting on the indicted case.
On the this one that you gave me, right?
Yes.
Are you trying to, do you have a copy of that?
We don't have- I don't know.
No.
what Sean is here.
Yeah, it's young, so we probably, we can't print it for
Oh,
you.
okay.
We just have to wait for them to
You won't tell me.
receive it, and they won't receive it until later, but. They might, maybe later today I might receive it, but I can't.
Can we come back if we're on the call? Docket?
It's a normal question.
No, what do you need?
Does he come back?
I'm on call docket, yeah.
You guys are not gonna flee or anything, right?
I'm confirming, but probably, I don't think so.
Confirm, let me know, we'll let the judge know if you'll be back.
1:30. Yeah, I'll confirm with it.
Okay.
You guys consider doing it, I don't know, I'm on the question. But that's fine.
Someone has to.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
Thank you. Like old times.
Brandy for.
Oh, I'm just talking about.
All right, who's here on James Brandyburg?
I am really.
Mr. Brandenburg?
Hello. Mr. Brandyburg, what happened to you?
We had a shakedown and they actually, the search pepper sprayed somebody. I threw up on the bunk, so I got up to get some clothes to actually wipe it off. They actually pulled me off the top bunk from moving during the shakedown, so fractured a finger, dislocated my shoulder.
Oh, gosh. Well, I'm sorry to hear about that. All right, so on this case, it's scheduled for jury trial?
It is, Your Honor.
Okay,
I know that he's not in clothing. I apologize for that. I don't know what happened, but I'll take responsibility for it.
okay.
Mr. Saldana and I have been talking about the case. I do think that we are close, but we are not there right now. And I am asking if you consider giving him another setting for us to continue negotiations. And also for me to make sure he's properly clothed next time.
All right, so y'all are close, but you're not there now. Why do we need more time to get there? Or do we just need more time for a jury trial for him to be dressed?
No.
Because
Well, without getting too much in the detail, Judge, the state is offering him time. They're not asking for much time, but we're trying to get to probation.
all right, do y'all want to discuss that some more? That's what you all can do.
We have,
All right.
and
So either something's going to happen today where this case is resolved, or either it's going to jury trial. How old are you?
41.
All right, he's 41. So he can sit over the box, think about it for a few minutes, and then you all can come back up.
if you do intend to call it for jury trial, I'll need to get him clothing,
Okay. All right.
run to the Goodwill.
Oh, we'll make that happen. Goodwill is right down the street. I had to run for my client there once who decided he wanted to represent himself, by the way, but I'm running to get him clothing. And then everybody was like, why are you representing yourself? You're too young. So
Yes, Judge, we'll continue talking.
All right, thank you. Ah, sorry, Bashan, you can't hear? All right, I'll talk louder.
Who is it? I'm sorry. April Garcia.
They give you a flight. No, I got you. Okay. I don't know. Now stuff. Yeah. She is an. I do not. Yeah, she's the intern.
And you keep that.
What's up? It's very. I don't know my mom.
We didn't.
No, I think someone took it. I think someone, not the station.
That's not like you. Oh, I know.
Some Gonzalez. I've seen that. What do you like? Sure.
April Garcia?
I'll let you know.
All right, she's scheduled for jury trial. We'll call you back.
Okay, Judge, do we just,
Come back here by 11:30.
11:30?
Yes,
Okay.
thank you.
Yeah. I wouldn't change some suggestion. Before you do.
Okay, yeah, I know. It's gonna be a crazy day. Should I not put that out there?
You already did, Judge.
I can't even take it back. Can't pull it back. Can't moonwalk it back. But Sean, can I moonwalk that back or no? It's already in the universe.
Yes, I'm going to, jury panel for 11:30 today. I could do it. Yes, but when you. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, it is. Okay, bye. It's going to. I think she felt us. She.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Um. Okay. Oh, it's.
Mhm.
Um,
All righty. All right, thank you. All right, could I have the parties on Eric Cantu?
You're talking about it.
All right, so those who are in the box, no talking behind the court reporter. You'll have to move to that end of the box. Just ask the deputy to move you. All right, court is calling 2024 CR 1237 and 2024 CR 1238, State of Texas versus Eric Nathaniel Cantu. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Brian
The
Powers,
defense?
Your Honor.
All right, and counsel, you need to be over there. And for the defense,
Brian Powers, Your Honor.
and are you Eric Cantu?
Sure.
Counsel, have you received all of the discovery in each of these cases and reviewed
I
that
believe we have.
discovery with your client?
I believe we have, Judge.
And each cause number, the court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Cantu, did you review the documents entitled application for deferred adjudication or community supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment in each of the cause numbers?
We do, Judge.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented in each cause number?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Cantu, did you review the documents entitled court admonishments and defendants waivers and affidavit of admonitions with your attorney?
Yes.
Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
Did you understand in each cause you're charged with evading arrest detention with a vehicle? That's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights? And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in each of these cause numbers?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, in each cause number, the court could sentence you up to 10 years in the prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, sir.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense? Two, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, sir.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
In each case, the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
All right, in each cause number, according to the plea, there's a $2,000 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. The cases will run concurrently. State will take in consideration 723-118, 711-738. There's to be restitution in 723-118 and 711-738. There's to be a 2-year driver's license suspension. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes.
Defense, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney?
Yes.
Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
I don't believe so, Judge.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 7 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 200 hours of community service restitution, no contact with the complainant or Walmart, and there's to be no driving as a condition of probation. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes.
Then in the cause number ending in 37, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
And the cause number ending in 38, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Contest.
State any evidence.
Yes, Your Honor. Speak to the case, state exhibit number 1 with all this attachments.
All right, off the record for a moment. So everyone, excuse me, in the box, everyone, you all need to learn how to whisper. It amazes me that when people are before the court, you can whisper, but you can't whisper when you're not before the court. If you cannot whisper, then you cannot talk while we're on the record. Does everybody understand?
Yes, Judge.
All right, so we're back on the record. Did you review the documents entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes.
In each of the cause numbers, the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing state's exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, the court will defer finding of guilt if you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
We're requesting a PSI, Your Honor.
All right, why?
Your Honor, with regards to the last recommendation for Eric, with regards to the state is asking that he not be able to drive. Currently, he's employed in a position where he delivers, he's delivering food for funds. He has a dependent. We've also have an affidavit from Dr. Punjabi, which we can provide it after the PSI with regards to the doctor's opinions on his progress with therapy, how he's doing, and his ability to get out, be able to drive and be a responsible driver from here on out.
Okay, I don't understand how a PSI is going to tell me whether I should let him drive or not.
We thought having some more background might be able to assist, Judge, with that.
If y'all want to give me background, you can.
Well, at this point, Judge, as far as the state is recommending a 2-year driver's license suspension,
Mhm.
we would like to apply for an occupational driver's license so that Eric could continue to work as he has been doing. And so.
I mean, well, the occupational license is something that would come at a different setting, not at the PSI, because y'all have agreed to a license suspension.
Correct, Judge. But what I'm saying is afterwards, if the court was allowing Eric to be able to drive for employment purposes, to be able to do that, then we would seek an occupational at that point in time.
All right, so I don't understand. If y'all want a PSI, I will give you one. I just don't understand what different information the court would have that you would want me to have that can't be told to me now.
Well, Your Honor, if that would be the case, then.
I mean, if
basically-
y'all want a PSI, I'll give you one, but I just don't understand what information. State, will you have any objections to defense telling me what information he has? Or do you want a witness here for that? All right, so do you wish to have a PSI or no?
Your Honor, if the court feels it would be a futile gesture in this point, then I'm happy to tell you that, Eric has been extremely active with regards to his therapy, trying to redress the trauma that he suffered for this. Over the last few months, he has been working as a delivery driver, and he's been doing very well at that. I've spoken to the mother of his child who says that he is actively contributing to basically her welfare as well as the welfare of the child. So, I would just ask that the court take that into consideration so that Eric can continue to do what he's doing. If the court feels that there's some other form of monitoring, but we feel that taking away his ability to earn a living the way that he has been, it would be of more detriment than anything else. So we would ask if the court is going to assess any type of monitoring sanctions that they do so, but not at the cost of him being able to drive and earn the living the way that he has been.
All right, let's start with this first. My understanding, he's currently on GPS.
Yes.
All right, state, do you have any objections to the removal of GPS? All right, so GPS is going to be removed. Now, the next thing we need to address is his ability to drive. This is the court's concern. He has 2 evading arrests with the vehicle. 1, an accident occurred. I think a car was damaged. So why should he be driving? Driving, I understand that everybody, if you pass a driver's test, you have a right to, take that license and drive, but it's sort of a privilege. And if you're not abiding by the rules, why should you be allowed to drive?
Understood, Judge. And if I may, as of recently, he actually was pulled over for a turn signal violation. The work that he's been doing with Dr. Punjabi in therapy with regards to his fight or flight mechanisms, to the point of where whenever he saw the red and blue lights, he didn't hesitate. He pulled over, he was compliant. It was a warning, but just to kind of show that the progress that he has been making. We believe that the stuff that he's been doing with the doctor to try to redress these issues, he's doing well with it. And we just ask that he be given the opportunity to show the court that he can do it. And he's very well aware that if he messes up, he's looking at 10 years. And he's here today showing accountability for the actions that he's taken. So we ask the judge that he look at the growth that he has been making. I've provided, I believe, the court with 2 letters from Dr. Punjabi in the past to show the efforts that he's been making. We ask that they take that into consideration, allow him to continue to make a living, do what he's supposed to be doing as a member of society. And we don't believe that this court is ever going to be troubled with Eric again. However, he's he's understanding of what could happen if he does mess up, but we don't believe that it will come to that.
All right, and what is this theft case about?
That was a shoplifting last year, Walmart, Your Honor.
Okay. Right, state?
Maybe yes, that happened 2 different times. And subsequent one, ended up in an accident on the highway that it could have been much worse than a fender time. But he did leave the location and happens to judge from his tips. He stopped because he got a flat tire. He didn't stop because he's on his own. It's required to disabled. So the state's position is that this individual should not be driving at least for a period of 2 years, the Texas driver's license.
All right, is there anything you wish to say?
Yes, when this happened at the time, I was just scared. I was sorry to the person. I never want to go through this ever again in my life.
Well, why did you continue to drive?
Drive.
No. I mean, well, let's backtrack a little bit. Scared of what?
I was just, at the time, just a lot of things were going through. I couldn't help myself, but also there wasn't like a safe place for me to pull over.
No. I mean, according to what I read in the police reports and the stipulations, one is playing loud music, which I don't understand why people think that everybody wants to hear your music. So that is an ordinance violation to be playing music so loud that it's damaging to others' ears, which I've seen people do. So an officer's trying to pull you over from that. So why didn't you pull over?
At the time, I got triggered because the way he came on the side of my door, because there was an accident that happened to me. I went through a lot, like in 2022. I just got triggered by it and I got scared, and I didn't understand why he was doing that. And I just.
All right, and then the other case where you're just outright speeding, they're not trying to pull you over for loud music, you're speeding.
Yes. I don't want to make excuses or anything. I'm sorry. I never want to go through this ever again. I'm not just sitting here doing nothing. I'm trying to get help from it. I'm trying to do better.
No. I understand that you've made progress, right? But I'm trying to figure out in that case where you're speeding and they're trying to pull you over for speeding because you're going very fast. Why didn't you pull over?
Well, I was in a city that I wasn't familiar with, and
It's Universal City,
Okay.
Judge. And it was an unmarked, it was basically a blacked out patrol vehicle that was behind him.
No, but why didn't you pull over?
so I'm just paranoid because I'm always on my phone, not while driving, but when I'm at home, I'm like looking at videos of people impersonating. It's a pretty common thing, and I didn't see police on the car. I've never seen like a truck cop, like a F-150 truck cop. I've never seen that. I was in a city I wasn't familiar with, and I'm sorry that this will never happen again.
All right, and why did you commit the theft at Walmart?
At the time, I was just really bad in the head. I was not getting help.
It was a matter of a few months after, Judge, after he'd awoken from his coma. This was early, I believe early last year.
All right, so why did you commit a theft at Walmart?
Well, I was just not thinking clearly. It won't happen again. I promise you it won't.
All right, any other questions?
Nor the defense, Your Honor.
All right. This is what the court is going to do. In each cause number, there's a $2,000 fine. It'll be probated. The cause numbers were wind concurrently. Does anyone want to speak towards length of probation?
And we have no objection with that, Your Honor.
All right. 7 years deferred adjudication. There'll be a removal of GPS. There'll be the defensive driving course. Taking consideration cause number 723-118, 711-738. There's to be rest in 723-118 to Tiffany Johnson. That's with the Y. And there's to be restitution in 711-738 to Walmart. There's to be a 2-year driver's license suspension. How old are you?
19.
So how far did you go in school?
I graduated high school actually early when I was 16.
All right, so what are you planning on doing with the rest of your life?
So right now, the therapists, the doctors that I go see, I have a pending scholarship to be a civil rights advocate. So that's what I want to do. I also want to purchase properties and have income coming in through that.
So what are you going to do with your schooling? Are you planning on doing something else with your schooling or no? Like, are you planning on going to college? You're going to trade school? What are you doing?
College.
All right. There's going to be 200 hours of community service restitution. That will be waived if he's enrolled in college. Do you have any children?
Yes,
How many?
1
Age?
9 months.
All right. So 100 hours will be waived if he's in college, enrolled at least 6 hours. Usually I require 8, but you have a 9-month-old. I'm going to ask for parenting classes. And then once those parenting classes are complete, the other 100 hours will be deemed satisfied. There's to be proof of employment within 45 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. If your drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
You'll be clean, Your Honor.
No. What are the results going to be? Because your attorney is not going to take the test. You will.
Clean.
All right. There's going to be a UA today. By 4 p.m. Yes.
Set up and everything.
Okay. So there's going to be a UA Wednesday. Before 12 p.m. You're welcome. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Regular random UAs. Field visits. 1 time per month. for 4 months. Then at probation's discretion. And there's to be no driving. And through, I'm not going to say no driving throughout the length of probation, but there's going to be no driving until the court decides to allow you to drive. So your attorney will need to approach on that at a later date. Do you understand?
Yes,
So I'm going to say no driving until further notice. And counsel, if you ever feel that, yes, he needs to start driving, then you need to file a motion to let the state know, and I'll hear a party's argument on it. Probation, is there anything else he needs? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No.
All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal in each of these cause numbers? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? All right, we can go off the record. In this court, in order to be successful on probation, communication is key. If you have an issue, let your probation officer know. If you feel as though the probation officer is not addressing that issue, you can always come into court. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, good luck to you. Just have a seat and probation will go over conditions with you. Who's here on Andre Moody? All right, where's Mr. Moody? Come down. All right, is this still going to be a contested or no?
No, Judge. No, we have an agreement, Judge.
All right. All right, court is calling 2019 CR 8716, State of Texas versus Andre Alonzo Moody. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Christian
Defense?
Vega for the defense.
Are you Mr. Moody?
It's not.
Are you the same Andre Alonzo Moody who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2019 CR 8716 for the offense of assault, family choking, strangulation on June 24th, 2020 for a period of 6 years and extended for a total of 3 years? Is that you?
That's not.
State?
Moving forward with condition number 2, on or about the 24th day of April 2024, in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Andre Alonzo Moody did then and there fail to submit the drug testing as directed by the court, support officer, supervision officer, and or a duly authorized agent of the board in violation of condition number 2.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
The state will be waiving and abandoning the remaining conditions.
Any objections?
No, Judge.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 2, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
That's not.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 2?
That's not.
Court will find violation of condition number 2 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is, Judge, we ask that the court grant the motion or deny the motion, enter adjudication of guilt, and sentence him to 6 years, probated by 6 years.
All right, so is this the proposed agreement?
Yes.
Why? Why should I do this? He's been here before on a motion to revoke. This is not his first motion to revoke. And the court has addressed issues with him and addressed issues with him. And nothing is happening. We're still here. I've even extended him. So I don't understand why he shouldn't be revoked.
Judge, he has completed those courses. I think he was going to do another round of fit as well. This would be a conviction for the state.
Why would he do another round of BIP?
It was open there on the court summary. I know that he completed the first one. That's what it reflects.
All right. In his motion to revoke, I'm not considering it, but he has a violation of condition number 1. What's happened to that case?
That's supposed to be rejected.
All right, is it being rejected because he's entered in a plea to violation of condition number 2?
No, independently.
Yes, that's my understanding between the conversation with staff. Between, uh,
I still don't understand. Why should he be continued? Probation
Yes, sir.
on Mr. Moody. What is probation's recommendation? All right. So I don't understand why it should continue him.
It's revocation and then putting him back on probation, straight probation. 6/6, but I think, oh, was it because in this beginning, the state had mentioned denying the motion? They
Yeah.
meant grant.
No, here's my problem. He's been on probation before. A motion to revoke was filed before. He was continued. Now we're back here again for another motion to revoke. And I'm being requested to continue him. I don't understand why I should continue him. It doesn't appear that he's being successful.
For a master.
No, I mean, nobody wants to go to prison. Everybody asks to be continued. I'm just trying to figure out, why should I continue you when we've been here before?
For,
You want to raise your right hand? Do you
Yes.
solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
yes,
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Andre Moody.
Why are you not taking your drug test? Because that's what you pled not to doing.
Yes, ma'am. When I went up to the, to go take my drug test, I had $8 in cash. And I had the remainder on the card. They didn't accept it like that. Currently, at that time, I had, lost my apartment. I was paying.
All right, wait, let me stop you right there. So you are saying that you went to go take your drug test. They were charging you a fee. You only had $8 and they wouldn't accept the rest from a card. Is that what you're telling me? All right, probation. Can you have somebody zoom in here?
Yes, sir.
All right, somebody's going to zoom in. We're going to find out what's going on with the drug test. All right, thank you. All right, who's here on Michael Bora?
Here you are. He's right there.
All right, come down, Mr. Mora. All right, what's happening on this case with his psychological evaluation?
I walked over and talked to Angela this morning. We should be receiving the competency report from Dr. Jackson today.
Okay,
Once we receive it, there's still a timeline of a week to confirm the report and then another month to actually do the sanity report. So I was gonna request, say, October, maybe 17th, we should have everything done by then.
all right, Ms. Ferguson, I don't want this to fall off the radar. Can you recall this in 2 weeks? So in 2 weeks, that report should be done. What date?
I can do the 23rd.
All right, so we'll be back on the 23rd. And that's just to get an update on the psychological.
The 23rd, if the court would permit, I may have to appear by Zoom because I'd be in federal court,
That's fine.
but I don't know if that's.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you.
And Judge, are you gonna want the defendant requested as well? to be here?
Yes.
Excuse your honor.
Yes.
Cameras were here.
All right, and the person with the warrant, just give me a moment.
Yes. Oh, thank you.
You're gonna do slow.
Sorry.
Well, sometimes.
Yes. A text.
All right, Brandy Berg.
So the impact was implemented, I think that so we did one of the person who was from the lucky site, we didn't
Hello. All right, so we're gonna get you dressed for trial. And we're gonna bring you back tomorrow for jury trial. Do you understand? All right, is there anything else?
I need to give him some very specific instructions, so. If I may, today at the jail this evening. Me or somebody from, I'm gonna bring you some clothing to exchange. A guard will be asking you to do a property release form to exchange your clothing, so I can make sure you have some good stuff. So if a guard comes to you tonight and he's like, hey, fill this out, make sure you cooperate, because it's super important. Okay? Okay, that's it, Judge.
All right, and have you filled out a acknowledgement of discovery?
I think we did. I'll check with Mr. Garcia. I think we did.
All right, your plea deadline has expired. The court will not consider any plea bargain agreements in this case without good cause. Otherwise, you have to plead open to the court. Do you understand? All right, thank you. Thank you. All right, thank you.
When are you bringing him back, Judge?
Tomorrow, and he needs to be dressed.
Oh. Thank you, Judge. Maybe to get.
Yes, you may be excused.
He tells me he has nice clothes at the jail. I don't know why they didn't dress him up.
Okay,
Okay.
all right, thank you.
He's not answering mine.
Maybe because Collins is in jail.
Oh, he's in. He's not. He was on phone.
We have too many, so we're bringing the team out.
Not yet, okay. Once the stickies are. I don't know. This person. I'm sure I would. It's you know, so I'm sure I would.
Norma, yes, sir.
So this, if it's set for that day, it's gonna, right, so. Judge Angelini will try. What's gonna be.
Jenny. Jenny.
And yeah, as soon as I put the notes in on Cantu, I'll give you the files. Jenny, Tim. Come forward, please. Hello. Hi, so where are we on discovery?
Good morning, Judge. We filed a discovery order. I have a copy for you to sign off on.
All right. And have you reviewed the order? I'm assuming it's the standing order.
Correct, it's a standing discovery.
Okay. All right, Norma, on Jenny, Tim, I need a 60-day reset for discovery.
Yes, ma'am. That'll be November 9th, November 7th, Judge.
All right, we'll be back on November 7th. Once you sign the reset form, you'll be excused. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court. All right, just have a seat and your attorney will bring the reset form to you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We'll put him up there.
You did?
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
We did that 1-5, right?
For now, yes.
I'm so sorry. Just give me a second.
Yes, and I'm not sure. Able to. You would have to ask her. I cannot change it when she's. You have to reapproach her. Judge, she wants to change it to November 5th.
All right, for what purpose?
I will be in another county, Your Honor.
All right, November 5th is fine.
Okay. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Sure.
It'll take 1 minute.
Oh, no, if it takes more than 1 minute, that's fine. Yes.
Just wanted to introduce you. He's gonna be our new third chair for the court. His name is Danny Rosengard.
Oh, I'm sorry, what is it?
Danny?
Danny
Rosengard.
Rosengard. All right, after I say your name like 3 times, then I'll remember it. All right, well, welcome to the 187 District Court.
Thank you.
Are you ready to try cases?
I am.
People tell me that's what we do here, try cases.
And justice, Your Honor.
Justice, that's what we're doing on a daily basis. Well, welcome. If you have any questions about anything, just let me know.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Don't be shy. Defense attorneys, we have a new third chair in family violence, Danny Rosengard.
Yes.
All right, I remember it's like Lord of the Rings, Rosengard.
You're right. It can get to the court clerk. The main thing is.
I'll come up with my best.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just gonna be Claudia.
And what page is Tim on?
Thank you.
Thank you. Jose Ledesma.
Ready.
All right, come forward.
Thank you so much.
All right, where are we on discovery?
I believe we have discovery, Judge. I've conferred this morning, couple things. They have extended an offer that Mr. Ledez is interested in taking, and I believe we will. I would like to go over a few things in private in my office with Mr. Ledesma that I can't do here today. If the court could give me an abbreviated, maybe a 2 or 3 week reset, we should come back and knock this thing out.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, if I can have a 2-week reset on Ledesma, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Thank you for being on time and dressing appropriately for court.
September 23rd.
All right, we'll be back on September 23rd. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused. Thank you.
Michael Burnett? Burnett?
Have him.
It's just for him to get, notices.
Okay.
Brennan, right now. No, because it's like a lot.
You just put him.
All right, Stevie Stokes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
That's all I have.
All right, we're set for jury trial.
Judge, Mr. Stokes, number one, we received a new offer today. Number two, Mr. Stokes, after discussing the case with him, no longer wishes for me to be his counsel. So I can file a written motion to withdraw, but I'm orally asking the
All
court.
right, we can go on the record. Court is calling 2023 CR 7159 State of Texas versus Stevie Stokes. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state, for the defense?
Kelly Biddle.
And are you Mr. Stokes? All right, your counsel, you want to do an oral motion to withdraw?
Yes, Judge.
Any objection to the oral motion? All right, you may proceed.
Judge, after conferring with the clients and with the client's family, and speaking with him this morning, he no longer wishes for me to be his attorney. I feel that the attorney-client relationship has deteriorated. And I don't believe he trusts my counsel anymore. And so I'm asking the court to allow me to withdraw. In addition, the client's family, not anything to do with the client, but the client's family has been has written me and has not been written the most kind things to me.
Okay, all right. All right, motion to withdraw is denied. You're set for jury trial today. If your family wishes to hire an attorney, then that attorney needs to be here this afternoon, prepared for trial.
In addition, Judge.
Yes.
I thought this case was set at impact. And so I approached Judge Jarrett, who was set at impact last week, and I filed a motion for continuance, which I discussed with the state. And I got that signed by Judge Jarrett.
Well, I'm unsigning it. That's withdrawn. This is set impact. You go to impact to try cases. This case has been pending since 2023 of September. We're coming up on a full year for this case. This case is going to trial, right? And we can go off the record. Let me explain something to you. One attorney told me when I was starting out, he said, Stephanie, when I was a defense attorney, he's like, Stephanie, you know, you really should be winning every case that you try. I'm like, what? How can this be done? He said, if we can write our own facts, we can win every case. Guess what? Can't write your own facts. Your attorney looks at the police report, maybe talks to you. If your family were not present, he can talk to them or not talk to them. He represents you. The state will tender an offer because in this court, I require that the state tender an offer. Your attorney then is legally and ethically obligated to give you that offer. You can think it's a ridiculous offer. You can accept it or not accept it. You can say, you know what, I won't accept this, but I'll accept offer B. And then your attorney will give that counter offer to the state, and the state will say, we're not offering that. We're only offering what we've already offered you before. Otherwise, we're going to trial. Then your decision is either you want to go to trial or you don't want to go to trial. Your attorney cannot make the state dismiss the case. They can't make the state give you an offer that you feel that you are deserving of. So this is going to trial today. It's been around for too long. All right.
Judge.
And here's the thing. I always tell people, treat everybody with respect. Treat everybody with respect. Yes.
But I wanted a bench trial.
All right. Well, you can talk to your attorney and see if he wants to do a bench trial. If he wants to do a bench trial, then I will hear it. And this is what I will tell people about a bench trial with Stephanie Boyd. It can be a capital murder. If it's a capital murder and somebody decide they want a bench trial and we go out through the steps for there to be a bench trial, guess what? If there's not enough evidence, I'm going to find somebody not guilty. If there is enough evidence to prove the case beyond a reasonable doubt, I'm going to find them guilty. The only exception to that is if my mom is on trial. Because if my mom is on trial and I'm hearing it, it's going to be not guilty. But other than that, it's guilty or either not guilty, and I just listen to the facts. You understand? So if you want to think about a bench trial, the state has to agree to a bench trial. You can't just say, I want a bench trial. And then if the state disagrees with your right to have a bench trial, they can do that because the state is entitled to a jury trial as well. But if you're coming to me and you want me to listen to the facts, I will listen to the facts and I will make a decision. But if the state is able to prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt, it's going to be a guilty verdict. If they can't prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt, it's going to be a not guilty verdict. And I think people in this court and defense attorneys will tell you, I've had cases before me for a bench trial where a person's been found not guilty. I've had cases before me with a bench trial where a person has been found guilty. I'm just a straight shooter. You understand? All right.
Judge, I need to re-urge my motion for continuance. We're missing a witness that is essential to the defense for purposes of this case because it's a baby death. I need this witness.
All right. And has this witness been subpoenaed?
They're not subpoenaed because it's an expert witness, Judge. My expert witness is not available.
Oh, he can zoom in. Yeah. Your expert witness can zoom in. All right. Thank you.
And also, Judge, I think the bench trial request is something that we have to take into consideration. Though we may have to take it to a bench trial, you have to take it upstairs to the first second time. Withdraw or waive on my own. I do have to.
Okay. And I don't mean any disrespect to anyone, but I know that the chiefs are not actually trying cases. They're letting you all try cases. So I'm sure somebody will be able to pick up the phone and call the chief or whoever it is you need to go to.
Yes.
To see if a bench trial is possible.
Yes, this is just new to me. This is
All
the
right.
first time it was done.
All right. Thank you. Everybody step back. All right. Who's here on Michael Bernal?
The officer on Moody is on Zoom.
Okay. All right. Can you text them, tell them to do this real quick and then I'll take up Moody.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. Michael Bernal. Come up, please.
It's on the back into the second.
All right. All right. And counsel you on this side.
That was my next question.
All right. Court is calling 2024 CR 007502, State of Texas versus Michael Bernal. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense.
Nick Aguilera on behalf of the Honorable Michael Bernal.
Are you Mr. Bernal?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all of the discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Bernal, did you review the document entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the document entitled True Bill of Indictment with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Did you review court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
You're charged with the offense of theft, $2,500 with 2 or more previous conviction as state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent? Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case? Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $10,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Very much so, yes, Judge.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense? Mr. Bernal, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, there's a $500 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication, and there's to be a referral to felony drug court. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 3 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 120 hours community service restitution. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offenses charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence?
And Judge, we have had the opportunity to look at State's Exhibit 1 and attachments and have no objection.
All right, you may be excused. Did you review the document entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding of guilt as you applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
If you would consider it, Judge, this morning.
All right, anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, after spending quite a bit of time with him and the prosecutors, they saw fit to recommend deferred. He does have 2 prior convictions for theft. He is the sole provider for 2 children that were at the target with him and that Miss Benavides. Miss Benavides is locked up in jail for the last couple of months on completely separate other felonies. Dr. Barnall's main concern was his children, and he was always expressed to me that if the prosecutors offered him supervision, he'd be happy to take it, accept responsibility. He is working in the construction business. It's been a little slow with the weather, but he knows he can complete it.
All right, why do you keep stealing?
I was in a toxic relationship,
I'm sorry, what?
in a toxic relationship,
What does that have to do with stealing?
and we would always fight if I went to work, so.
I don't understand how toxic relationship equals stealing from Target and
It's
Walmart.
like, if I go to work and come back, or if I try to go to work, they wouldn't let me go to work, you know?
So then how are you supporting children if you're not allowed to go to work?
Well, for the last 6 months, I've had my kids and I've been on my own. So I've been
All right,
working.
so who has your children?
Right now?
Mhm.
My mother-in-law,
Why you act as though you don't know who has your children?
no, my mother-in-law has 2 children,
All right,
for right now. She's.
Well, he's talking about right here in court.
Oh, yeah.
While they're in court there, he's at the mother-in-law's bed.
so where's your mother?
Mhm. We don't really talk.
All right, and when you're drug tested today, what are the results gonna be?
On marijuana.
All right, and what else? Here's the thing, you need to be honest with me because I'm trying to set conditions that will hopefully help you be a better parent. So what are you gonna be positive for? Possibly, we'll do it that way. Possibly, what could you be positive for?
Maybe cocaine.
All right, cocaine, marijuana, what else? All right, and is Child Protective Services involved?
Not on, based on this case.
All right, what are they involved based upon?
He explained something to me this morning that was opened last week or something.
Last week, I had my kids in daycare, right, so, I've been having problems with the daycare, so then, I noticed my son had a cut on his foot, so I brought it to the daycare's attention, then the daycare, got real mad, 'cause I told them that I'm gonna remove my son and put him in another daycare. So they went ahead and called CPS, so I called my previous CPS worker and I told her how to go about it, and then I took my son that day, to the hospital. The hospital checked him out, said that there's no neglect, there's nothing at all, so I'm just waiting on the response.
So are you under CPS investigation or no?
They barely opened it last week.
Something was
It
open last
happened
week
This past week.
based on something that happened at
Yeah.
daycare.
All right, so here's the thing, he shouldn't be around children because he's using cocaine and marijuana. And then I'm looking at the police reports and there's a video of you carrying a child out of Target as you all have
Yeah.
stolen.
I wasn't feeling them at that time.
No, it says in here that you were the lookout.
No.
You wanna-
No, yeah, well, yes, no.
All right, being the lookout is as though you stole.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah, legally it is. So I don't understand why you won't stop stealing. And I don't understand how toxic relationship equals, therefore I'm stealing. She won't let you go to work, but she'll let you go to Target to steal. I mean, is that what you're telling me? She won't let you go to work, but
Like,
she'll let
no,
you
no,
go to
no.
Target to steal?
She just wanted to be around me all the time, watch to see what I'm doing and, thinking I'm cheating or some stuff.
And what's that diamond tattoo about?
It was supposed to be for my kid. I was supposed to color it in with my kid first stone color.
All right, this is what the court is gonna do. Court is gonna sentence you to 4 years deferred adjudication. There's gonna be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. There's gonna be regular random UAs,
Sorry.
proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. 120 hours of community service restitution. I'm gonna order parenting classes. Once that's completed, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. Cats 1 and 2. There's to be no contact with Felicia and Benavides. Field visits 1 time per month for 4 months upon release from custody. There's going to be a TAP evaluation and felony drug court evaluation in custody and CPS compliance. Probation, is there anything else he needs? Is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
I don't believe so, Judge.
All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal.
Judge,
And also probation, there's going to be no unsupervised contact with minors until further notice. What I can tell you, because it's Monday, felony drug court will probably be able to see him by Tuesday, and they'll be done with their evaluation by Tuesday. If you're honest with them, you'll probably be released on Wednesday because they'll accept you into their program. They're having a graduation, so there'll be placement for you. If you're dishonest with them, they're going to say you don't need help and they won't accept you in the program. And then for the TAP evaluation, it'll be about 2 weeks.
Okay.
All right. Good luck to you. And I'm doing it to protect you and to protect your children, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, you're
Thank you,
welcome.
Judge.
Thank you. Oh, unless you want to take it. Can I see the parties on Moody?
Harry?
Who's the attorney for Moody?
It's Mr. Kelly.
Kelly Kittle was on Moody? No.
Oh, no,
No.
I'm sorry.
I think
That's,
it's the hallway, Judge. You can grab them quick.
All right, thank you.
I'm sorry, I'll think about it the other guy. See.
I'm sorry, Judge.
Oh, no problem. All right. So we're back on the record in 2019 CR 8716, State of Texas versus Andre Moody. All right, so we do have Officer Sedell here. Does anyone wish to ask him any questions?
Yes, Judge, if I may.
All right, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
You do.
All right, you can lower your hand if you'll state your name for the record, please.
Michael Seidel, Community Supervision Officer, Bear County CSCD Office, Unit 7.
All right. And to the court reporter, that is spelled Seidel. And could you all not send anything else to the printer since we're by Zoom? All right, you may proceed, defense.
One moment, Judge. Mr. Seidel, do you have any knowledge on whether or not Mr. Moody showed up to get a drug test and was denied the opportunity to do so?
I do not have anything specifically in regards to that.
Judge, I think this might be the wrong witness.
All right. So do you know when he was scheduled for a drug test? Is there any way to check?
Yes, he was, he said that he would submit a drug test that day, April 24th at our meeting.
All right, so is there any way for you to check with the facility to see if he actually submitted or tried to submit a drug test on that day?
They do not have a record of him attempting to submit a drug test that day.
All right, and do they place in a file or something that says he didn't submit or attempt to submit?
Yes, there would be a record here in their database, and there is not.
If someone showed up with the incorrect amount of money, would that be reflected on that database?
No. They would all in the database, it would be if they tried to submit and didn't, or if they didn't come back or something like that, but not if they didn't have the payment.
Ask the witness.
All right, so that it can be very clear. If someone were to show up for drug testing, do they have to sign in?
Yes.
All right. And if they sign in and don't have money, will it still show up that they actually signed in and appeared?
In what I have access to, I do not have that. It would not show in what I have access to.
But would it show up that he even appeared, regardless of whether he was able to pay or not? Will they take his name down that he actually appeared?
That I don't know.
All right. So, Ms. Abrams, when can we?
Judge, so we would have to move this to like a contested hearing. The people from RMS would have to be subpoenaed in order to be here. If it's gonna be, we need specifics on that specific day. I did reach out to Mr. Seidel to ask him about the payment situation, whether or not they would take a combination payment, cash and card. And RMS, he did reach out to RMS in regards to that, and it was confirmed that they do not take a combo payment. So
No, they would.
They would?
They would take a combo payment.
Okay. I misread the information. So at this point, we would have to set it for contested if you would like us to get RMS here.
All right. Any other questions for Officer Seidel?
Not for Officer Bill, Judge, but I just wanted to clarify. It's my understanding that the defendant has true already to this point.
Yes.
Not sure if that would be necessary at this point. This one would be.
Well, the issue is, he's saying the reason why he's pleading true with the explanation. He's saying the reason why he didn't take the drug test is because they wouldn't take a combination payment. He said he had $8 in a card and they told him no. So Officer Seidel is saying they will take combination payments. So if your client wants someone here from the facility, they're probably going to end up saying, maybe, maybe not. They're going to probably end up saying they do take combination payments. But since he's pleading true with an explanation and that's his explanation, then we'll get to the bottom of it. So
Here, Judge.
we'll have them here. Yes, I'm sorry, what?
I went, like I said, I went up there, and I saw it with the $8, next time I had to have exact payment.
No. Let me stop you right there. Your testimony to the court was you had a payment for $8 and you had a card. And you said that they would not take a combination payment. That's what you told the court.
Yes, ma'am.
Officer Seidel is saying, yes, they will take a combination payment. So what we need to do, we'll have somebody zoom in from that facility, and either they're going to tell me they'll accept a combination payment or they won't.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Thanks, Judge.
All right, Ms. Abrams, how much time do you think we need? 2 weeks, 3 weeks? All right, Ms. Fergus, can you recall this for 2 weeks?
Monday the 23rd.
All right, we'll be back on Monday, the 23rd.
You said for a contested, Judge?
No, it's not a contestant. It's just to have a witness zoom in.
Okay.
All right, thank you so much, officer, for showing up.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right.
William? Yeah. Can you put the uniform?
Remember, what page is Moody on?
He's on page 9.
All right. All right, is the interpreter here for Wilfredo Salinas?
No, that's.
All right, who's here on Joshua Anzaldua?
Mr. LaHood is in trial, in the 144.
All right, Joshua Anzaldua, was he brought out?
I don't know.
And why do I only have one file for him? He has 3 cases on the docket.
He has like 4, I think.
All right, we'll come back to that when we come back to it. All right, who's here on Batius? Priscilla Batius? All right, and we're here for sentencing.
We are, but I do have a request before we get into the sentence.
Yes.
The request is for additional amount of time. There are some witnesses Priscilla and I had talked about that we wanted to present to the court. One of them is her pastor, a woman that goes by Miss Francis, who apparently is out of the country, that intended on being here today. She is in India, as I understand it. And then a secondary witness that I just found out about today, who was actually a female inmate that was actually at the scene of the incident, that wishes, she provided a letter. I've never spoken to her. I think it would be important, having just learned about it, for her to perhaps impart some information to the court. So
Is she an inmate? Does she have an open case? Does the
does.
attorney needs to be contacted?
that's exactly what I need to do. I like what I read and I'd like to talk to her, but I know that there's a protocol and I want to follow it. And I don't know how long Miss Francis will be in India. It's a long way away.
Well, she can appear by Zoom. Ms. Ferguson, on this case, recall it for September 23rd.
Yes, sir.
And she can appear by Zoom, Judge?
Yes.
Okay. Okay,
All right,
thank you, ma'am.
you're welcome. State Batius is being reset for sentencing on September 23rd. Defense has witnesses he would like to appear.
Yeah.
Probably from the warrant.
I think it's a little bit-
All right, who's here? Luis Martinez? Luis Martinez. Oh,
I'm just acting, I'm also a new prosecutor. Just like Danny.
all right, today is his plea deadline date. Where are we? Are we asking for a jury trial?
I'm asking for that date to be extended, Judge. This is two cases, both of them from 2018. The warrant wasn't issued until 24.
Mhm.
We've had difficulty finding the witnesses from back to 2018. Just finding something. I need some more time. I'm asking for 30 days to continue to do that background investigation and confer with him on something other than just what the state has to do.
All right, Ms. Ferguson,
Yes, ma'am.
can you set this for a plea deadline date in 30 days? Plea deadline date will not be extended past that point.
Yes, ma'am. Mm. It'll be October 10th.
All right, October
All right.
10th. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Excused.
Yes.
Have a seat, sir.
April Garcia. Oh, I'm sorry. I still have your file. Come back at 1:30 for trial.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Stevie Stokes. I still have that file. That's coming back for jury trial. Francisco Perez. Court is calling 2023 CR 4997, State of Texas versus Francisco Perez. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Yes.
For the defense?
Douglas Catmar.
And are you Mr. Perez?
Yes.
Counsel, you received all of the discovery. Did you review it with your client?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Did you review the document entitled Application for Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it and
Yes.
sign it?
Yes.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do.
Stated appears you're proceeding on count one, waiving count two. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Any objection?
No, ma'am.
Did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it?
Yes.
In all the appropriate places?
Yes.
Do you understand you're charged with the offense of assault, family choking, strangulation? That's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Second.
Did you understand?
I thought it was second degree.
No, it's a third-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes,
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
yes,
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
yes,
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
yes.
Counsel, has your client, Jason, counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes,
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
yes, ma'am.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Perez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea? Has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or forced you to enter this plea?
No.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
Yes, sir, yes.
No. Have they promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement?
No,
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
so much.
Well, that's either yes or no. If you're not satisfied, then you may need to hire an attorney. Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
No, not really.
All right, so you're gonna hire an attorney? Because this is your attorney.
I'm looking for another, state prosecutor.
No, this is your prosecutor here. The state is made up these prosecutors here. You can't shop around for a different prosecutor. Do you understand?
Yes,
All right, so I'm talking about the person who's standing next to you.
yes,
Do you know who that is?
yes, that's, I forgot his name.
All right, y'all want to step back so you can talk to your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Michael Meyer, there. Cat Meyer.
Luis De Leon.
It's owner just stepped out of which she's kind of quickly turning about it for.
And the 186.
186,
Yeah.
she, when having conferred with her judge, she did indicate that she has some new discovery, that she's unaware of it.
All right, you're on this side, counsel.
Sorry about that.
What new discovery?
She has a phone that she is going to do a dump on according to Ms. Mulliner, and I'm to drop a USB off. They just filed a notice of additional discovery, Judge.
All right, so why are we just coming up with discovery at the 9th hour?
I don't know, Judge. I'm not the state. I'm just relating to you what Ms. Mulliner said to me. She said she was unaware of this phone. She discovered it. She asked that she have a dump done. She instructed me to bring a USB by, which I will do. And that's what I'm relating to the court.
All right, so here's the thing, so that everybody can rest assured. The fact that a prosecutor is in trial in another court has nothing to do with the price of peaches in this court. That means another prosecutor would have to come down and try it. Now, this thing about the cell phone dump, does anybody know when it's going to be done?
I believe it's already done. She's instructed me to bring a USB by, and I will get that information within this week, Judge, and go through it. I'm not sure how much it is, but I will do that. And if it benefits the court, I'll try to do that as fast as I can.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, recall this for September 16th.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
You're welcome, Judge.
All right, now I'm talking to your client.
Oh, my
It's
apologies.
expected. I mean, if you don't dress appropriately for court, I would just, what's going on?
I think
Mr. Catmeyer said he's ready and the court reporter's here. I mean, the interpreter is here.
All right, what page is De Leon on?
He's on page 6, sir.
All right. And your client needs to make sure that he's on time. I know there was some issue with whether or not to be an impact or not.
Yes, Judge.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome, Judge.
All right, Mr. Catmeyer, if you'll come forward with your client.
Thank you, Judge. Just making Calvin County today.
All right, we're back on the record in 2023 CR 4997, State of Texas versus Francisco Perez. So, Mr. Perez, are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes,
Are you a US citizen?
yes,
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the document? Well, part of the document that contains your plea bargain agreement with your attorney, did you understand it?
yes,
According to the plea, state is proceeding on count one. Punishments be assessed at 3 years in the prison. The state recommends community supervision. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be mixed supervision and no contact with the complainant. Did you understand that to be the plea?
yes,
Your Honor, I'm so sorry, but he does live with the complaint.
yes.
I missed that, Your Honor. It's supposed to be no harm.
Yes, no harm.
Well, let me just tell you, I don't do no harmful on these type of cases unless the complainant makes an appearance, and even then, there's no guarantee that I will do a no harmful.
He is disabled and lives with his parents.
Yes,
They'll need to be here.
The father is here.
Well, but he's not the complainant.
No, he is not. Would like us to reset, Your Honor. So
What
she
we'll
could
do
be
is
here.
we'll continue with the plea and then we'll set it for sentencing. And you can have the complainant present.
I'll get a recent show.
I knew it.
If she come. Not
No,
right now.
she has a doctor's appointment.
Not right now. I'll get you a court case.
Okay.
So do y'all wish to continue with the plea and have the complainant present?
Yes,
Yes.
All right. So, did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
yes, ma'am.
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent?
Yes,
Did you understand that to be the entirety of your plea bargain agreement?
yes,
Defense, is that the plea?
Yes.
State, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
All right, did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you
Yes.
sign it in both places?
yes,
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, ma'am.
Did you review, I'm sorry, outside the agreement, I'm trying to do three things at once. Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 3 years. Did you understand that that's a recommendation from the state and the court does not have to follow that recommendation?
Yes,
Then to the offenses charged in count one, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
no contest.
State, any evidence?
No objection.
State you may be excused. Did you review the document entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations with your attorney?
Yes,
Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
yes,
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
yes,
Did you understand that today the state would be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
yes,
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. And we'll recall this for sentencing on, is September 12th enough time for you, counsel?
we call to fit for American Constitution. I think, I don't know, I think she has different.
We will try to make that work, Your Honor.
All right, we'll come back on September 12th for sentencing. Norma, if you'll give him a reset date for September 12th for sentencing. And do we have the, and thank you for dressing appropriately for
Thank
court. All right, and do we have the interpreter here? All right, come on up.
Would we be excused?
Yes, once he signs the reset form.
Yes. We'll have a seat. I'll be right there, sir.
All right. What is your client's name? It is
Wilfredo-
Wilfredo Salinas.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, this is set for trial. So Norma, he needs to be brought over dressed tomorrow for trial. I don't know why he's not dressed.
Yes, Your Honor, we do have a motion filed for, to be allowed to be in a regular clothes. Not sure.
Yeah.
According to the family, the jail did not allow him to get that exchange of clothes without a court order. So they deny this family access to give him the clothes.
No, you don't need a court order to sign for him to have a clothing exchange. What clothes does he have clothes at the jail?
He had some before, and we have his family members trying to give him additional clothes to be able to use for trial.
All right, Deputy Laura, can you send him back and have him brought back dressed for trial? They're gonna have you dressed. Now, see if we can get it done today.
Okay.
All right.
And Your Honor, so the prosecutors have made it very clear that our case is not gonna go to trial because there's other cases that have priority.
No, nobody makes that clear except for me. And what I'm making clear is he's going to the jail, he's gonna get dressed and he's coming back.
All right, so you go beyond the rules.
Thank you. Jose Montares. Is this gonna be contested?
Yes.
Are there witnesses for this? Okay, all right, if you all step back.
Judge, there's some circumstances that probably just need to really be discussed a little bit.
Okay.
I don't have very many options, but we do need a little more time.
Okay, all right, step back and discuss.
What's up? Yeah, thank you, Judge.
Zion Taylor.
Oh, Mr. Hernandez stepped out for just a second. Judge.
I'm here, Judge.
Oh, here, okay.
All right, where's your client?
He's right here, Judge.
Hello. Counselor, you're on this side.
Yes.
Mr. McCollum.
All right, the schedule for jury trial.
Yes, Judge. If the court were to call last week, we filed the 27th actually of August, we filed a motion to withdraw as counsel, a motion for continuance and a motion for investigator. The court granted the investigator last week.
Mhm.
I've talked to the investigator. He's done some work, Judge. We filed an amended motion for continuance this morning. These are, I don't know if you have copies of them, Judge. I don't know how that works now.
State,
and
do
this
you
is
have
the
any
original.
objection to their motion for continuance? He says his client has a broken jaw and his mouth is wired shut. So I don't know if he can communicate effectively.
Well, I guess if he's gonna testify.
It's been entertaining, Judge.
So,
Yeah. All right, I won't ask you what happened because I imagine it's hard to talk. All right, so I'll grant your motion for continuance.
And the withdrawal judge is denied.
Oh, yes, motion to withdraw, that's going to be denied. So, Ms. Ferguson,
Yes, ma'am.
I need a jury trial date.
Yes, ma'am. Give me one second. I can do November 12th.
All right, November 12th.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Thank you, Judge.
Yes.
I think there's some motion to get it change up.
All right, thank you. All right, if anyone has something, now is the time to give it to me because we are taking our recess.
Judge, I'm preparing to please.
I'm sorry?
I have to please, I'm preparing.
All right.
I'm sorry, John.
Oh, there you are.
Okay, let me do it. Which was it? They have it? Okay. Just put it up there right now. Maybe some just like. No, yeah. Ever since we have it now, he did some luck in.
The motion for reinstatement of bond.
I can't print that for you.
It's your.
It's okay.
It's okay. You think.
Sure, I'll come around this way.
There she is.
What are you? trying to
Norma?
approach?
Please tell me they can give me an offer and they did.
Monjaras is gonna come back on September 23rd.
So I just need to find out what she wants to see.
So just, you want to just approach? Okay, because you're calling, asking him about that motion.
Garrett Williams.
If you haven't got it, you haven't got it.
I haven't, just can't print everything out.
All right, so CPS records, where are we?
I've got, I think so, Judge, we've just got a plea offer today. We
Okay,
just need time to consider it.
all right, and do you have the CPS records?
I believe so.
All right, how old are you?
28.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, if you'll set this for 30 days for plea deadline date,
Yes, ma'am.
and it's Garrett Williams.
Yes.
It would be, October 10th.
All right, we'll come back on October 10th. On October 10th, you need to let the court know whether or not you're accepting the plea bargain agreement. Do you understand? All right, thank you.
All right.
Want to hide it?
What page is he on, Norma?
He's on page 2, but on top.
Okay, thank you. Ronald Collins. All right, in this case, has an offer been tendered?
Yes, Judge.
And you have all of the discovery?
Yes, ma'am.
How old are you, sir?
40.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, if you'll set this for September 30th for plea deadline date?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
I'm sorry, Judge, who was this?
Ronald Collins.
Collins.
So on that date, you need to let the court know whether or not you've reached an agreement with the state. After that time, if no agreement is reached, then you'll be put to jury trial and the court will not consider any plea bargain agreements without good cause. Do you understand?
Can I still consult with my attorney or?
Sure. You can sit over in the box and talk to him. Tamika Studemeyer. Good morning. So on this case, have you received an offer?
Yes, Your Honor, I received an offer and I was telling the prosecutor I was appointed last time on a new county court case. I've conferred with county court. I'm trying to coordinate the two together. So hopefully we can work it out between them and then setting on both cases.
All right, Ms. Ferguson on Studemeyer. Stedemeyer. I'm so sorry. If you'll recall this on September 30th for plea deadline date.
Yes.
Thank you so much for dressing appropriately
Yes,
for court.
ma'am.
And how are you doing?
I'm doing good, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. Remember, talk to somebody if you need to speak to someone, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, thank you. If you have a seat, they'll get you your reset form.
Yes, ma'am.
Thanks, Your
you. And what page is she, Norma? Thank
Page
you.
4.
This docket is so hard to read.
Carl, Mr. Basil.
Ray Della Rosa. Good morning.
I have, on Ray Diller's case,
Where's he?
he's in custody, Your Honor.
Della Rosa? Is he out here in the box?
I don't believe so.
Ray Della Rosa.
He's not here, Your Honor.
Okay.
He's not sure. He does have to be active warrants.
Oh, so he's
in-
on bond?
He was on bond. The surety had taken him off bond on Friday. I had electronically filed some motions to reinstate bonds, but the clerk hasn't received them yet.
Well, he needs to be present for the court to consider any of those motions.
But definitely. Also, additionally, Your Honor, I had spoke with the prosecutor. We're on the trial docket for the DUI. It's our first trial setting. I had received discovery this morning on the case, but he has the 3 other family violence cases that are pending and they're night mags. So the prosecutor explained to me that he can't give me an offer on the DWI until they find out what happens with the night mag cases.
So here's the question. Is he on bond for the DWI? Does anyone know?
He was on bond and the surety had surrendered him on Friday, Your Honor.
So he's at the Bear County Jail?
He's at the Bear County Jail. I visited him last night. as
Oh,
well.
awesome. All right, Ms. Ferguson,
Yes, ma'am.
on De La Rosa, if you'll recall this for September 19th to have him brought over.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, they'll bring him back on the 19th so he can be brought over.
On the 19th, Your Honor.
Yes.
Additionally, on the night cases out there, I was trying to get an offer from the state on the DWI. That is pending.
Okay.
So I need to find out what they're going to do with those cases.
All right, family violence. On De La Rosa, he has 3 pending night mat cases for family violence. If you all could look into that, please.
Yes, Your Honor. I let defense counsel know, because I believe the outstanding instant cases of DWI third, if I'm not mistaken, but then he has those family cases.
Yes.
I have given the counsel the contact information for the prosecutor, and we should be good to go.
All right, so.
Yeah, Your Honor, my concern is I'm kind of low on peg on that. I contacted the number that he's giving. I haven't received the call back yet. And again, I can't get an offer from them on the DWI.
All right, who is the person you're trying to contact?
It was a Victoria Fernandez, Your Honor.
All right. State, if you can send an email to Victoria that he's trying to reach her.
Yes, Your Honor, we will.
All right. And see if she's available to come down on the 19th.
I will certainly ask, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Yeah, additionally, when the motions to reinstate the bond are filed, I'll just check with the clerk and get a setting on that.
Yes.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you. Who's here on Johnny Tejeda?
Always a pleasure. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You have a good day.
All right, are we proceeding with a motion to revoke?
Well, just, I was hoping we could just get a short reset. I believe it's gonna work out. Or we're gonna have it's not gonna be a contested hearing.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, on Tejeda,
Yes, ma'am.
bring this back on the 12th.
That's not Thursday, I hope.
Yes, that's Thursday.
Yeah.
We can either bring it back Thursday or we can bring it back tomorrow.
Okay, tomorrow.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, Tejada, if you'll recall him for tomorrow, the 10th.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we'll see you back then.
Thanks, Judge.
You're welcome. State Tejeda, they said that it's not contested. It's going to come back tomorrow.
Yeah, right.
Odd number, what page is Tejeda on?
He's on page 9.
Thank you.
He's so busy, just take that.
Who is here on? Oh, that's been done. You're looking for Bernal?
Yes, Judge.
I am, here you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Daniel Hernandez?
No,
All right, we're taking up this last plea and then we're done.
I have one more signature.
Okay. All right, Norma, on Al Dazua. You said his attorney is in,
We're trying to 144.
do you know what he's trying?
I don't.
All right, on this one, we're gonna recall it for September 23rd.
Yes, ma'am.
Deputy Laura, if you'll let Anzadua know he's coming back on September 23rd, his attorney.
Oh, he's here. He's in right there.
All right, come down, please.
Yeah. You need an interpreter.
Hi. Hi, good morning. All right, we're gonna bring you back on September 23rd. Your attorney is currently in jury trial in another court and can't be here. All right, do you have any questions about the process? All right, thank you. Just have a seat and the deputy will take you back.
It's a plea.
Hi,
Hello, Your Honor.
you waiting for something?
Yes,
Which one?
Daniel and not this reverse.
All right, as soon as I get it.
Ramirez might need an interpreter, so we're calling an interpreter down.
All right, Ramirez needs an interpreter. Who's here on Travis Westbrook? Court is calling 2024 CR 3710, State of Texas versus Travis Westbrook. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state
That done for the state?
defense?
Carissa Chakowski for Mr. Westbrook.
And are you Mr. Westbrook?
Yes, Your Honor.
Also, have you received all of the discovery?
We have, Your Honor.
Did you review it with your client?
We have, yes.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Westbrook, did you review the document entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision with your attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you sign it?
Yes.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it? Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, we are, Your Honor.
Counts 1 and 2?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged in counts 1 and counts 2 with abandoning a child with intent to return as a state jail felony? Range of
Yes.
punishment
Yes, Your Honor.
is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea with the state, court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Sorry.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
He does, and I do.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
He is, Your Honor.
Mr. Westbrook, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea punishment, the state is recommending deferred adjudication, and there's an agreed referral to Veterans Treatment Court. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense is at the plea.
It is, Your Honor.
State is at the plea.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 5 years. Did you understand that was a recommendation from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your
Then to count one in the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Honor. Contest,
Count two, how do you plead?
no contest.
State any evidence.
Yes, Your Honor. State offer states one and attachments.
We have reviewed and have no objections, Your Honor.
All right, did you review the document entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations with your attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding the guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Just that Mr. Westbrook is, he has done everything that he could to put this behind him and make it right, and he is excited to have the opportunity for Veterans Treatment Court, and he appreciates the opportunity and will not falter on that opportunity either.
All right, do we know if Veterans Treatment Court is going to accept him?
He's already been accepted, Your Honor, and actually, Mr. John Herneman was here today. He has, he's on a bit of a waiting list, but he said it's going to be about 3 weeks until he's entered into the program. But in the meantime, he will go to probation today and start everything with probation, and they get transferred over.
All right,
Mr. Herman,
all right. All right, court is finding there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty of counts 1 and counts 2. Counts 1 and counts 2 will run concurrently. Court will sentence you to 5 years deferred adjudication. There should be no unsupervised contact with minors. That may change once he's started in the program.
Correct.
There's going to be 120 sober meetings in 120 days. What have you been doing with regards to your sobriety?
I attend weekly Bible sessions and then occasionally an AA meeting.
All right,
He's also in therapy as well with the VA.
okay. Well, I'm going to require that you do those sober support meetings. You understand?
Understand?
And are you currently employed or no?
Yes.
All right. So there's going to be proof of employment within 15 days. No employment as a home health care provider with minors. 120 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once that's completed, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. Is Child Protective Services involved or no?
They are not, Your Honor. And he actually already did a parenting class. If he could give that certificate to his probation.
All right. It depends on how many classes it is. If it's just one class, I'm not going to give him credit for that.
He did. He did like the 12
It
hour.
was something like that.
Yeah, I think it was a 12 or 24 hour, but I can,
Okay.
we can give him the certificate, and if it doesn't count, I'll do it again.
All right, thank you. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs. Make sure they're checking for alcohol, field visits, 1 time per month for 4 months. Then at probation's discretion. Probation, is there anything else? Yes. By Zoom or either in person. All right, anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
No, Your Honor.
All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it? Because this is plea bargain agreement, Because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, sure.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. Things have changed in this day and age. You can't leave underage children at home alone because anything can happen. And anything could have happened in this case. Somebody could have picked up your child who had no good intentions with your child. Then you would have been on television crying because somebody's kidnapped your child or taken your child doing who knows what. With children, they cannot raise themselves. You can't just leave them alone and put them in the woods and they'll be fine. You understand? All right, if you don't remain clean and sober for yourself, then do it for your children, okay? All right, if there's anything that you ever need and you feel as though probation or Veterans Treatment Court are not addressing it, then you can always come back to court. All right, and I'm sorry, but Sean, I forgot to add transfer to Veterans Treatment Court. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge. May we be excused?
Yes.
Thanks.
Court, this is the last one. Who are the parties here on Daniel Ramirez? Court is calling 2024 CR not 06908. State of Texas versus Daniel Ramirez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense?
David McLean for the defense.
And are you Mr. Ramirez? Counsel, you reviewed all of the discovery and received it?
I have, Your Honor.
The court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Ramirez, did you review the document entitled True Bill of Indictment with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Your Honor. Waiving the actual offender enhancement allegation. No objection, Judge.
All right, did you review the court admonishments and defendants' waivers and affidavit of admonitions with your attorney? Did you understand it, sign it in all the appropriate places? You understand the state is proceeding on the possession of a controlled substance penalty group 1, 1 gram to 4 grams as a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea with the state, court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent? Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights? And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case? Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do, Your Honor.
Mr. Ramirez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No.
Anyone promise you anything other than the plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it? According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 3 years in the prison. Did you understand that to be the plea? Defense, is that the plea?
That is our agreement, Judge.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you sign it in both places? Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? State any evidence.
No objection, Judge.
State you may be excused. Did you review the document entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places? Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand that today the state would be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand? Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. After reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, my client accepts full responsibility for his actions. He's asking the court to follow the plea bargain, and looks forward to him trying to stay out of the system.
All right, the court will follow your plea. The court will sentence you to 3 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. If you have a drug or alcohol issue with it, it appears that you do, the court can recommend the therapeutic community. It doesn't increase the time that you're in custody, but it will be something to help you. Would you like that? All right, and the court will request the therapeutic community for you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right, good luck to you. When you're released, if you can't find an inpatient treatment, you can always come back to me. If I'm still here, I'll see if I can find a placement for you, okay? All right, good luck.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Excuse?
Yes. Bradley, if you'll come forward, please. All right, thank you for dressing appropriately for court. Your attorney is currently in a jury trial, so we're going to recall you back on September 23rd. If you'll have a seat, the coordinator will give you a reset form.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Norma Bradley, the 23rd.
The 23rd? Yes, ma'am.
And the last thing I'm taking up is Robert Porter. Do you have your person?
Well, there's actually, I need to come back this afternoon anyway, just because I have to on the docket. They're still waiting for information.
All right, we'll have you come back. Everyone, we're going in recess. Everyone else, you need to be back at 1:30-ish.
Judge, can I put, oh, no, never mind.